Today let's talk about the Car Allowance Rebate System, or CARS, or better known as Cash for Clunkers. It was a US federal vehicle fleet renewal program that was set to take place between July 1st and November 1st, 2009. The aim was to remove older and inefficient vehicles from the road and replace them with more recent, safer, and fuel-efficient cars, while also hoping to achieve a lever effect on the continuously crumbling economy stuck in a recession turmoil. 6 years later, it is now easy to see the direct impacts of the implementation of this program. But first, we have to understand why is it that this act was put in service. Since mid-2000s, multiple voices have raised to call in for a scrappage program, much like multiple countries were already doing. The main line of the program will be to dismiss permanently the trade-in vehicle and offer a government-backed incentive to purchase a new vehicle. The idea floated around with very little interest until it came back prominently in early 2009. With the recession in full force, any proposal to reboot the economy could have been adopted. Chronologically, in 2009, on January 14, the Cash for Clunkers legislation was introduced in the Senate. On March 17, an alternative legislation was presented to the House of Representatives. On March 30, the President pledges to find the fundings, $1 billion, in hope of scrapping 250,000 cars in favor of new ones. June 9th, the legislation passed by the House of Representatives. June 18th, the legislation passed by the Senate. June 24th, Car Allowance Rebate System is signed into a law. July 1st, Cash for Clunkers officially begins. July 24th, the first claims are being processed. July 30th, the initial $1 billion allocation is fully exhausted. 6 days to scrap 250,000 cars. August 7th, the Congress approves another $2 billion into the program. August 24th, the Car Allowance Rebate System ends. Then on November 1st, 67 days later, the official end date is reached. So you can see now that the program was overwhelmingly popular, and in the space of 2 dozen of days, slightly under 700,000 cars were permanently removed from the road. But it's not just all deteriorated clunkers, there were very few specific conditions to be eligible for a program. The trade-in car needed to achieve under 18 miles per gallon mixed, as rated by the EPA, while the new car needed at least 25 miles per gallon. The trade-in vehicle had to be 1984 or more recent, and also required to have been registered and insured without interruption for the last 12 months. It also required it to be drivable, and to avoid resale of the car or parts or any similar fraud, it also needed to be destroyed. And you've probably already seen the earth-breaking videos of cars that seem to be in pretty good running condition get destroyed entirely. As for the new vehicle, it had to have been purchased or have at least a minimum 5 years lease signed during the program running period, as well as a MSRP of under $45,000. So Cash for Clunker program had very severe consequences on the used car market. For a few months following the program, the price value of used car jumped in a hard-hit area, since the demand for used car was still present, but a large number of great running cars were demolished in hope to push people toward more modern cars. The only hiccup here, and let me be demagogic, is that the people looking for a mid-80s to early 2000s car probably do not have the means to acquire a brand new car, so artificially inflating their price put one additional strain on an already vulnerable portion of the population, and 6 years later, we're still recovering from it. Multiple used car dealerships have been affected by the program. With reduced inventory and already vigorous economic situations, many have failed to trail on. But not everything was negative. The program did push a lot of new cars buyers to commit fully. Increasing sales to more standard figures and promoting fuel efficiency did have its impact on enriching the middle class. Throwing away their clunkers in favor of new Toyota or Honda, customers will be able to keep their mind clear of the fluctuating petrol price and safekeep them from expensive repairs. At least for a while. But according to a volunteer survey filled by the users of the program, most of the people were within 2 years of purchase, thus only pulling the rope slightly farther and clearing the country of affordable cars. Now be sure to subscribe because for the next part we will tackle both the environmental aspects and the car themselves.